It's my one sip review. Well, I've had these before, but
Join us for 5 Questions and a Coffee with Courtney Pantaleo from Summit Title, and today we're pulling up a chair at Cup of Joe in Portsmouth, one of Seacoast's favorite community coffee spots. They're brewing up some big news of their own. A brand new location is coming soon, where the old Portsmouth brewery was. But first, 5 questions, 1 coffee. Let's get into it.
wow. I got a cortado. Has a little bit of milk, because not too much milk, because I don't like too much milk. Perfect ratio. They nailed it. Good job, Cup of Joe.
Thanks for joining us today on 5 Questions and a Coffee here at Cup of Joe in Portsmouth. So just to get started, we know who you are. We've had coffees before, chatted before, but tell other people what you do, where you come from, and who you are.
My name is Courtney Pantaleo. I'm a business development and closer for Summit Title. So essentially, we are a title company that's servicing all of New Hampshire, Southern Maine, and Northern Massachusetts through our affiliated law office. We basically make sure that the title is clear and ready for closing. So all of our abstractors are on our payroll, processors are on our payroll. We have a large team of closers. So we're really good at getting deals done efficiently and accurately. And we have 6 offices across New Hampshire, one right here in Portsmouth, and then we have one in the Lakes region in Guilford, Bedford, Nashua, Wyndham, and even all the way up in the North Country in Littleton.
Wow, you guys are everywhere. So even many home buyers don't actually know what title does. So can you kind of explain or walk through the process as if you were talking to a 5-year-old of what you do?
So essentially, once you guys go under contract on a property, what then needs to happen is the transfer of title and closing. So we come in after you guys go under contract. Once we get that signed contract in, we send it to our abstractors who, again, are in-house. They perform a title search, and that's usually done within 3 days after we open up that order. Once the title search is complete, if there are any issues that need to be rectified, we get with the seller and we tell them what they need to do to rectify them. If there are no issues, we're good to go. We keep it moving, and we work with the lender, if there's a lender involved, to get everything ready for closing. So whatever the lender needs, essentially, we represent their interest in the transaction, so we get them whatever they need. And once the file is clear to close, then we can reach out to all parties to schedule the closing. And then somebody like myself will come and meet with you guys and the clients, buyers, sellers. We're all in a room together and sign all the official paperwork to transfer the property and celebrate.
So how long have you been at Summit? Because I know this, but I think it's a crazy fun story.
Do you know the full amount, though?
I think so.
Actually, now I have to think. So it's been since I started there part-time a long time ago. If we want to go way, way back, it's been like 11 years. But I've been doing this side of the business development and closings for 6 years.
But 11 years ago, so you were a senior in high school?
Yeah, like junior or senior. Did I do that math right? I'm 20, almost 28. I don't know, 16 or 17.
That's amazing.
Right around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you use Summit, you have Courtney. She's got a decade plus of experience.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I can really advertise that. High school, I was like a receptionist there. But I can vouch for the people, because it's been the same group of women that have owned, operated, and run the company since I started there. And they're just the most amazing bunch of ladies ever. I love them. It's great.
Yeah, so clearly you've had almost 12 years of seeing transactions go through. And so can you explain a little bit how the process differs between buyers and sellers?
One thing that I do like to clarify, because the title company doesn't provide representation for buyer or seller. Like I was saying earlier, if there's a lender involved, we represent the lender in the transaction. If there's no lender involved, say it's a cash deal, we don't represent buyer or seller. We just represent the legality of the transaction as a whole. So when the beauty of a title company is, especially somebody like my company, Summit Title, because if there's a title issue, a lot of companies will say, here, seller, here's the title issue. Go hire an attorney and figure it out, and then let us know when it's fixed. We will really hold the seller's hand and help them with the documentation that's needed in the process. Make sure that we do our due diligence in bringing that file to closing. And then with the buyers, it's pretty minimal communication, because the buyer is mostly communicating with their lender if there's financing involved. But we obviously, like I said, reach out for scheduling closing, get buyer information forms, And if it's a cash deal, we're really just, again, reaching out if there's really any issues. The beauty of Summit is we don't reach out unless we need something or there's an issue. Otherwise, we do our job and get it done quickly.
Awesome. Now this question might be a two-parter. Can you give us one story of a really fun closing where everybody was happy tears, and then one that might have been a bit crazy because there's a big scope of what can happen in a real estate closing room?
I mean, the happy tears I've seen on many occasions, which is always very heartwarming to me, whether it's like an older couple that's selling the property and they're giving their home to a young couple, and the older couple is so happy to see that it's going to another family and they're really happy about that, or somebody that's just buying a dream home that they thought was never possible. So that's always awesome to see. A crazy story that I had that my office still laughs at me for is, this was probably like 4 years ago. This woman was buying a property in cash, and I guess there was a feud with her husband as to whether or not he wanted her to buy it. So the husband came into the closing and they were like screaming at each other about buying. So the wife was like, I don't care, I'm buying it. And he was like, well, I'm leaving you here and you have no ride. And he did, and he left. And this poor woman was like just there alone. So we got through the paperwork, and it was, I mean, I don't want to go into detail, but it was quite an experience to witness the feud between them in front of everybody. So then he left. She truly had no ride, and she was going to order herself an Uber. And I was like, girl, you live like 15 minutes away. I'll just bring you home. So I drove a random woman home in my car after her closing and dropped her off. So yeah, my office still laughs at me for that. I tend to be a very trusting person. So I'm glad she wasn't a psycho. She was very nice.
So I do have to ask you, do you have a burning question for us about real estate?
A burning question. So we're out on the Seacoast right now. You guys work out of Rochester. You're in the area. What types of properties do you see on the Seacoast right now that are moving the fastest? Is it waterfront? Is it luxury? Is it condos? What would you say?
Pink homes. No, I'm just kidding.
It's like, that'd be kind of cute. I did drive by like a hot pink house the other day. That was pretty crazy.
No, I would say I think that's a really great question. I mean, with the Seacoast, it's all the homes are really desirable. You've got really great design, architect, some historic homes, some really great new contemporary homes on the beach. So you're right. There's a lot to be desired for. But however, to like slightly answer your question, I really think the ones that go fast are truly the ones that are priced right. So it's not the house that is newly built and priced over the top. Like, yeah, it could be very desirable, but if it's not priced right, it's going to sit, unfortunately. And same thing with the house on the beach. So that is where we're seeing homes that are really put in the right spot. They'll go pretty quick.
Yeah. Very fair.
Yeah, and we've seen, Portsmouth go through its renaissance, and now we're kind of at that staying power of people want to be in Portsmouth. We're seeing a lot of condos hit the market, and they're not your traditional condos where it's a bunch of units and it's run by this big corporation. We're seeing condos that are in homes that they used to be multifamilies, and now they've split them up and they've made them into condos. So there's a ton of those ones. If you want that Portsmouth feel, that's what's out there. And then similar to the location, south of the the traffic circle, where you're in the heart of downtown and into the West End, those ones are typically going a little bit faster than anything north and west of the traffic circle. So those ones sit a little bit longer, and with those ones, it's really timing and pricing that are going to get you sold.
Right.
As well as there are a few different school systems in Portsmouth specifically, so that's where the timing comes into play, because you might not want to be in Dondero, you might want to be in Little Harbor, or vice versa. So really just timing that and being ready for buyers to be waiting until that happens, or the school system is more favorable to change, over the summer. So those are kind of the few things that I'm seeing out there, where it's not necessarily a type, it's more of a location and price. Down here in the Portsmouth area.
I will keep that in mind for any Portsmouth Seacoast buyers I come across.
Thanks so much for joining us. And are you excited? One last bonus question. Are you excited to see what Cup of Joe does when they move across the street?
Yes, very excited. I love Cup of Joe, and I've been coming here forever. So I have big expectations. Well, thank you guys so much for having me. This was so awesome. You guys are the best.